What's going on, guys? ELI'S.JYESTHA, we will be getting into part 2 of the sun. Give me 1 second. I was looking for something, but I haven't been posting videos because, again, I'm running out of storage, I'm running out of data, so I cannot make long-term videos, so I have to kind of be brief. So hopefully, again, I made a video about the sun part 2, but screencast, basically the platform that I'm using my screen to stream off of, it basically kicked me. So when that happened, that long video that I made, it couldn't download to the computer because I guess it was too big. It was probably one of the longest videos that I've done, but I'm not really studying it because I'm gonna make another one, and another one, and another one again, and another one again. Okay. Okay, but seriously, the sun part 2, here we go. Shout out to the History Channel. Hopefully they don't copyright me.
The sun is the superpower of our solar system. A thermonuclear blast furnace erupting with massive explosions.
It can be the same amount of mass as Mount Everest coming out from the sun. And
so throughout this video, I'm basically going to be detailing the sun and how it affects everybody in general, and specifically into what I'm broadcasting, which is esoteric astrology or astrology. I will give real life examples in real life comparisons of how the sun affects you and your chart, or just you in general. Let's go.
flying out into space.
At 93 million miles away, it would seem that we're safe from the sun's wrath. But are we? It matters, especially in modern times, what the sun...
Alright, so he said the sun's wrath, okay? See, we would say wrath is Aries or Mars or Pluto, as far as if we're talking astrology. But if we're talking about, like, again, your ultimate power of your soul, the sun is the main characteristic of wrath. Okay? Because Mars, you could say that Mars is your brain. Okay? Because it's your first house, your identity. You can go ahead and say that, right? And why is Mars alien? Because the brain, it looks like an alien. It doesn't look human-like. We don't look human-like, even though humans are aliens, and everything is one and the same, is what I'm trying to say, respectfully. But what I'm trying to say is the sun is the exploration of your internal power. Okay? Meaning, like, wrath is what is your soul's detonation. Okay. What is the detonation of your soul? Okay. Like, if somebody knows you, if somebody knows your soul, like they know you, not the internet, or you met somebody through the internet, but if somebody spent that cold hard time with you throughout your life and knowing you, what type of wrath would they say you have? And that will go back into the soul, the sun's personification, as far as astrology or just in general. What was that one? The soul is connected with the sun, meaning wrath is again it's just all the times, all the times that that your soul has conquered, as far as conflicts, and what is the most strategic way, again, you detonate as a being. Okay. Wrath is a big word. Let's proceed.
The sun is doing. From the center of the sun, as it rotates around, as it kills us. With some experts predicting the most violent outbreak of solar activity in modern history, it's never been more important to understand the secrets of the sun. Billions of stars in the universe, but one alone dominates our cosmic neighborhood. The sun. It's an infernal sphere of mostly hydrogen and helium, superheated.
See, and here's the thing with the sun, as far as astrology, people don't understand that it gives the opposite element of this being is air, right? But what people don't understand is all opposite signs needs each other, because we all need contrast and comparison. Okay, we really do. We can't just have one lifestyle, one dimensional type of living. But what I'm trying to say, as far as the sun and the opposite oxygen and helium, he said,
heated into a plasma. Infernals.
The sun glares here on the earth, and what does that bring? It brings light, it brings shine, it brings growth, it brings a lot of different things, right? The sun is the airwave of the opposite sign, which is Aquarius, the future. Okay, those shining lights, that sun coming up every morning, or just our rotation just going towards it, is air. See, fifth house, Leo, represents the sun, right? The opposite is again Aquarius, 11th house. What I'm meaning to say is that air, that motion in space of us, every planet going in a rotation of course, the sun. That's air. We're moving again. I forgot what a lot of scientists say, but we're moving at a lot of speed, but we don't realize that. That's time too. That's where that's wind, that's air, and that's pressure. But the sun's light is just beaming, or just it's not just stiff. It's steady beams, like just shine on us. And what I mean to say all of this is that every day is unpredictable. Every day is not the same way. It is not the same meaning. It is not the same lesson. That's why astrology terms, the sun the sun, and Saturn, and then of course the moon is you could detail a lot just as well with these planets, because again every element needs the opposite. Again, it's a heating mass of creation. Those airs we get, that air, that's time. It's sped up. That's speed of time. And believe it or not, we're always hot. That's why our bodies is hot. We're always heating up because we're moving. We're moving in such a nothing is still, nothing is stiff as far as anything living. The air, the wind, the way we walk, the way people's energy waves, the way traffic flows, that has everything to do with as well Saturn and the sun. Okay? Every day, no matter what you do, no matter how you do it, every day is a different day. Every day there's a different like creation or knowledge or shine of something. Something is bright in your life that you've realized, and that's the sun, because it's that time. But let's keep going. I'm sorry.
Air of mostly hydrogen and helium, superheated into a plasma that burns at millions of degrees. Its surface rages with violent explosions as it spews out storms of deadly radiation millions of miles into space. Our sun is a type. It superheated into a plasma that burns at millions of degrees.
So superheated into a plasma that burns at a million degrees. So I don't know if I said this in my last video, but when you're conducting in the element of, again, sex, right? When you're when you're doing that, right? You release as a male and you conceive as a female. That is sun as well. That's why we're all, again, not to compare or contrast, but to do it, to contradict myself. But we're plasma. The seed, it needs growth. It's plasma. It needs something to. It's like a tree. Okay, when you plant a seed, you put it down. You gotta do a lot of things. It gotta be light. Like it's the same thing with us. Many suns. Like when we thrust in, that's why I feel like that and fighting is two things of the sun as well. Like fighting to the death or just fighting in general. But really the sun is what I'm trying to say. The sun, your ejaculation or orgasm is personification of the sun, earth, something. It conceived of something of life force. This is what we are, a life force. We're life forces. So when your parents did it, then your father, your mother, to be, when things like that happen, it was enough. And like, again, don't get me wrong, I don't know everything, but I'm just saying, like, in general of sex, compare 8th house and 5th house, the sun, it needs friction, it needs a lot of tension, it needs a lot of pressure, it needs a lot of creativity, it needs a lot of adrenaline, it needs a lot of thought. These are all sun's characteristics. It needs, when you're doing that and you really mean it, and even if you don't, it's another way of like a bad planet, like, because they're doing it in the wrong nature. But what I'm trying to say is the act of releasing Earth is sun. Plasma comes down to Earth. Plasma conceives into a natural born of light, which is light. I don't know how to sound smart, okay? Because light is a representation of living. Okay? So plasma is alive. Plasma is souls. You know? Plasma is heat. Let's keep it going, okay? Because I hope you guys get me on that.
Into a plasma that burns at millions of degrees.
And you're doing it too. You're getting hot. Unless you guys stay in one position, but you're warm down in those areas. Okay? So where conceiving or commission or emission of doing that, you're very hot, you're very warm. That's the sun.
Its surface rages with violent explosions as it spews out storms of deadly radiation millions of miles into space. Our sun is a type of star known as a yellow dwarf. Yellow because of the color of its surface, and dwarf because it's small for a star. But small is relative. Within its boundaries, you could fit 1 million Earths. In our solar system, there's simply no bigger star than the sun. At 1 million miles across, it's a massive celestial blockbuster.
The sun is really pretty huge. It dominates our solar system. Not only is it the biggest star in the solar system, it's the only star in the solar system. It's surrounded by a bunch of smaller stuff that we call planets and comets and moons. But the sun is our star.
Our star is an enormous source of heat and energy. It has a surface temperature of 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit and generates 380 billion megawatts of power. This dwarfs anything on the human scale. Hoover Dam in Nevada only generates 2,000 megawatts. In 1 second, the sun churns out more energy than has been used in all of human civilization.
You guys hear that again?
Churns out more energy than has been used in all of human civilization.
That's power. One being equals the representation of all past, present, and some of future life. I don't know why I did this. I know what I'm talking about. But no, seriously. That's why Saturn, it holds the key as well to civilization. Saturn holds the meaning of civilization, of what we naturally are. And not to go off topic because the video is about the sun, but the voice, one being, and what it equals. People won't understand what I'm trying to say.
All that power in the blink of an eye. Incredibly, it's been burning this way for billions of years.
Earlier astronomers didn't quite understand how the sun could generate so much energy for that long a period of time. That was the first mystery, was really how the sun...
Alright, I think I'm gonna stop this video, and I definitely have to make a part 3, like, instantaneously. I feel like I didn't try in this video as far as giving y'all as much detail, but I feel like my presence wasn't posted on my YouTube channel, and I feel like I had to rush and make a video. But I feel like part 2 is like bullshit. Part 3 will give details, more details of what I'm trying to say, more information. But again, I'm scared about my data on my laptop, so it's best I post this, delete this, repost again, and keep it moving. But peace.